Good day. I greet the people across the globe. I am Martin Potgieter of ACPA Field Training. I am here today to speak about the infamous lie, the deceit and the lies that have been told across the globe about the white man stealing the country over the barrel of a gun. If we look at the expropriation of land without compensation, everything that I'm going to say here about the historical facts in this country is verifiable. To go back as far as Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu had a general by the name of Mzilikazi, which he sent to go and conquer the Basotho nation. And unfortunately, he could not conquer them. And the problem with that was when he came back, he did not report to his king. And when the king sent a runner to him, he, in their culture, sent him a white bird feather. And in their culture, that means go to hell. In other words, he uplifted himself to the same level as his royal king. Shaka Zulu then warned him and said to him that if you are still in the vicinity the next morning, he's going to send his impis after him, and if they catch up to him, they will murder them, they will kill them. Mzilikazi fled from there to a place by the name of Mosika. That is in the northern territories of the Free State as known today. In their culture, all the small clans that they conquered, they killed the old people, they inaugurated the young people into the impis, and the women were sent to their kraals. That was the way of the Zulu. That is how the Zulu nation came to be. And when Mzilikazi was actually chased away, he became a refugee, and Shaka Zulu gave them the name of Amandebele, which means refugees. From Mosika, where Mzilikazi followed the same pattern and routine as he was taught by Shaka Zulu, by conquering all the smaller clans and inaugurating the young men and the women to the kraals, from the Free State border to the Limpopo River to the Natal border, right up to the Mozambique border. The same pattern was followed. In the time that Captain Farewell and Finn were in South Africa, who met Shaka Zulu as Europeans, he had notified them that he is going to conquer and kill the refuse from the north. In other words, he is going to conquer Umdiligo waseNyakatho. And why I am explaining this to you is to get to this point. According to historical facts in this country, there were only two nations in the time of Shaka and Mzilikazi: the Zulu and the Matabele, Amandebele. But when Shaka wanted to go north to go and invade and kill the refuse of the north, Mzilikazi had already done so. The problem is there are ethnic languages in this country that today say that this is their country, which is not true. All clans or nations apart from the Zulu or the Ndebele are refuse from the north. But the problem in this country is they say that we stole the country over the barrel of a gun. If you go according to the historical facts, it's a deceitful and infamous lie that they used globally to dethrone the white man in this country. Referring you back to the time when Jan van Riebeeck arrived in 1652 in Africa, in 1654, Jan van Riebeeck extended a hand of friendship to the Khoi, the Bushmen, and to the Xhosas. But what happened? They plundered, murdered, and burned and stole stock from those Boers or farmers. Much later, the farmer or the Boer left the Cape Colony to move inland to find peace and harmony. In so doing, they met up with the Zulu nation under the leadership of King Dingaan. Once again, they extended a hand of friendship to the Zulu nation under kingship of Dingaan. He said that he will give them land, but they need to go and fetch the cattle that were stolen by Sikonyela and return them to the Zulu royalty. The Boers did so. They went and they fetched the cattle and delivered them to Dingaan. Then the meeting was set for them to negotiate land where the farmers and the Boers could continue and farm and build a life in harmony. Unfortunately, Dingaan brutally killed and murdered Piet Retief and his 42 men that went to Ngungudlovu for the negotiations. Thereafter, he gave his generals the order to go and execute all the white people that were left. And that is where the Battle of Blood River took place. 465 Boers against 22,000 plus of the most known force and army in South Africa or Africa at that stage. Surely the white man in this country earned the right to govern this country due to the defeat they brought upon the Zulu nation. So much so that the Boers, or the farmers, the white man, inaugurated the next king, Mpanda. But unfortunately, he couldn't be classified as royalty due to the fact that he did not have the royal necklace, which led to the assassination of Dingaan in the northern parts of Natal, in the Lebombo Mountains, in a place called Okalweni in the Nyau Clans area. After this period, there was harmony in this country. The fact that the Boers carried on with their farming and to build their nation. There was a second time by King Dinizulu, who followed up from Mpanda, that he came to the Boers and asked for their help against Sepepu, who also plundered and stole the royal Zulu cattle. And to thank them after they had retrieved the cattle, he gave them land from a place called Louwsburg in the northern Natal, covering a vast area right up to the Lebombo Mountains. If you take the ethnic groups or nations or clans in this country, every single one of them has referred to the refuse of the North, excepting for the Zulu and then the Bele nations. How can they say, if they were the Umtiligo Wasenyagato, the refuse of the North, to say that this is their country? The problem with this whole situation is they depend on the masses, that if they do not achieve what they want to achieve, they revert to protests, plundering, burning, robbing, and murder. Furthermore, to state that they were refuse from the North. When the gold mines and the diamond mines were opened in this country, workers were imported from the North to come and work on those mines. The clans or nations like the Basotho, the Pedi, the Sotho, North Sotho, and the Venda, those are the people who are referred to as the refuse of the North. I ask one question. How is it possible that they can say the white man stole this country, if the white man defended themselves at the Battle of Blood River? Surely the historical facts speak for themselves. Nobody can erase the historical facts in this country. But the unfortunate thing is, due to inferiority, the black man has reverted to deceit, lies, to put the white man under pressure. So much so that the world supported them in overthrowing the white government in this country. The white man in this country is not a warlike nation. We're God-fearing, humble, and hard-working people. But unfortunately, the lies that were spread about our people in this country have brought this country to its knees. Nothing in this country is going to stay standing with the way things are going now. Any excuse for protests to plunder, burn, rob, that's what's going on in this country. Then they've got the audacity to say that the white man has stolen this country. Who did they steal it from? Who did they annihilate to become the so-called rulers of this country or owners of this country? Who did they kill? The Khoi and the Bushmen. So who are they to say that the white man stole this country from them? The refugees from the north are saying, we stole this country over the barrel of a gun. Malema of the EFF, Ngitama of the PLF, the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, who are they to say that we stole this country if we earned it by rightful defense of our people? The problem is here, which a lot of you people out there don't know. We're not sitting here with a political problem, we're sitting with a cultural problem. Anybody who calls up spirits of the forefathers, goes to witch doctors, and so forth, surely those are the forces of darkness. Currently, the whole world, those European countries, or any countries in the world that are allowing refugees from Africa to enter their countries, has started tasting that which we've lived with ever since the white man came to South Africa. I'm not here discriminating against anybody. I am not a political leader. I'm a humble, God-fearing man who has come to the point that the world must realize and be told the true facts of this country. Everything in this country currently is done by force. The destruction, the murder, the theft that is going on in this country is something that nobody in the world can fathom. It's a racial hate that was born due to an inferiority complex. I'm one of the fortunate people in this country that can speak 8 ethnic languages. The problem is, and the ignorance of the white man in South Africa and the rest of the world, due to the fact that they cannot converse in African languages is a major problem. The problem is they sing songs in metaphorical or imagery language at meetings, at congresses, and then that which they want the world to hear, they sing in English, which is completely controversial to that which they sing in an African language. The ignorance of the world currently is bringing South Africa and the white man in South Africa to their knees. South Africa hasn't got the police force or the army to curb the enticed hate and murder of the white man in this country. The people in the world don't know what really is happening in this country. Unfortunately, there are people out there, God-fearing brethren and sisters. Our people in this country are God-fearing, hard-working people. But the problem is the world sees the white man in this country as the bastard who stole the land from the poor black man, due to the fact that the infamous lie, which has become a cultural problem and has become their own. They're still using a lie to convince the world that the white man is the gruesome butcher, killing children, raping their women, and making them animals. This is not true. It's not true at all. But unfortunately, there are people out there that do not know the true facts. And I've tried to explain the true facts, the historical facts in this country which cannot be erased or wiped off a table. I'm not here to plead or to beg for people who are brethren in Christ to assist us. I'm here today to reveal the true facts that happened in this country and that are happening in this country. It is a matter of time, and the white man will be history in this country because of the ignorance of our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. If the world do not open their eyes, we will become statistics to Africa. Africa is where it is today due to the liberals in the world that think the white man is the butcher, which we are not. It is a matter of revealing the true facts, which are verifiable. It's a matter of showing the world the truth and what is really happening in this country. There comes a time in everybody's lives where you stand back and you look at the situation unfolding. And I'm telling the world today that if you do not stand back and realize that the situation in South Africa against the white man is critical, and that your fellow brothers and sisters in Christ are reaching out for you to start speaking out against the atrocities that are happening in this country. There will come a day where you will stand before our living Lord and you will have to explain why you didn't help your brothers and sisters. Excuse me. I'm not here to convince anybody. But if the historical facts in this country cannot convince you that the white man in this country never stole this country from anybody, but rightfully earned the governance of this country, then nothing will ever convince you. It's a matter of sitting back and starting to realize that the world sold the white man in South Africa out. It's sad the way things are going in this country. If you look from the 1st of April till today, how many farm attacks and murders there have been in a month, and the brutality with which it is done. You cannot explain it in any other way but terrorism. The world must wake up and start realizing that the white man in this country is not the cause of that which has happened in this country. We did everything. We basically broke our backs to be able to work in harmony and peace with the black people in this country. But that's not good enough. We did everything possible to reach a hand of friendship. But unfortunately, the cultural lie that comes from the earliest of times, which has become their own, which was used to blasphemy against the white nation in this country, is absurd. I therefore call on the world to start taking note of what's going on in this country before it's too late. If there's anybody out there that wants to contact me, you're more than welcome. My number is +27 71 511 2034. My email address is mkondo.hunters@gmail.com. Mkondo, MKONDO .hunters, HUNTERS @gmail.com. I thank you for the time that I could spend to shed light on the situation in South Africa and to reveal the historical facts that are verifiable and that are true. I thank you very much. God bless.